Alright, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Shane, this is Shane's Games, and tonight we're going to be playing Kona. This is not our first time playing it, so if you want to see how we got to where we are right now, look in my info section. You'll see a link to my YouTube where I archive all of my streams, not just this one, but every game I've ever played. But for tonight, let us get into the game right where we left off, shall we? So, just a little reminder about Kona here. We came to this town as a private eye to investigate some vandalism of the richest guy in town. But when we met up with our client, the richest guy in town, he was murdered. Also, when we got into town, we got into a car accident where the person that hit us vanished. And while we were unconscious in the road, all of a sudden it snowed, even though it was supposed to be a nice sunny 50 degrees Fahrenheit day. So that's spooky. So we've been exploring the town, trying to figure out what happened, maybe figure out who murdered our client. And what we have found so far is a bunch of people frozen solid, some in the middle of some sort of action. And some wolves sneaking into the territory. And also, yeah, just in general, everything's been really weird and spooky. And we had some weird hallucinations. It's not good. It's not good. Ooh, can I not? Ooh, I can't look at the map on the snowmobile. That's not good. Alright, so I was wondering if there was any advantage to having the truck over the snowmobile, and it looks like that's one right there. Because I can look at the map while I'm driving the truck, but not the snowmobile. Alright, so I explored everything down this path, so I think it's about time to go meet up with the main road again at this point. Because that right there is the UFO guy's house. Then above that, the revolutionary's house. Then the old man's place, then the doctor's office. Yeah, so we've seen everything here. Let's go head back to the main road then. Oh, hey, whoa. Oh, I can zoom in on it? Oh, I didn't even realize that. Alright, cool. So, yeah, it actually does say what everything is once I zoom in. Good, good. Alright, so plenty more things to check out. So I guess the question is, do I take the truck or the snowmobile? But I kind of want to try the snowmobile out a bit. Let's do that. In the dark, it is recommended to turn on the lights, right? That seems like a simpler solution. Hey there, Smile. Welcome into the stream. How are you doing tonight? Oh, the gate closed itself. That's odd. Am I not supposed to take the snowmobile out of here? No, there's a break in the fence. I imagine I can take that to get the hell out of here. Alright. See, this seems pretty fun. And this seems a lot faster.
Still frozen, and Carl had everything he needed, so he felt ready to leave.
Nice! Yeah, this is much better. I'm enjoying this. Yeah, how are you doing tonight, Smile? You having a good weekend so far? And you have Fahrenheit on Steam. Is it the original or the director's cut? That's the question. Because the funny thing is, Twitch actually bans streaming of the director's cut, but not the original. And the reason for that is the original version of the game called Fahrenheit had a really, 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 really dumb sex scene in it. I cannot even begin to tell you how stupid this fucking scene was. And it got cut out for the US/international release under the title of Indigo Prophecy. But then when the remastered version came out, they put it back in. And so the remastered version with the really dumb sex scene isn't allowed to be streamed on Twitch, but the original is, and I do plan to stream the original at some point. Yeah, yeah, remastered, so if that's the one you got, that is the one that is banned on Twitch. I mean, I don't know what the other differences are, aside from restoring that scene, but, and I do recommend, is there a way to revert it? No, there is not, as far as I know. I mean, if you're asking me if I know if there's a censorship mod, no, I've never heard of anyone. I know if you have the non-remastered, then there is a way to restore the scene that was cut, because it's in there, it's just inaccessible. But no, if you've got the remastered edition, I don't believe there's any way to downgrade or to self-censor it. So, no, unfortunately. I would recommend, even if you don't stream it, I do recommend you try it. I like to describe Indigo Prophecy / Fahrenheit as 3/4 of a brilliant game, because for 3/4 of the game, it's brilliant. It's amazing. It really is just a truly visionary, genius game. And then it loses its mind near the end. Just completely loses its goddamn mind. And, gets a little nuts, gets a little wacky. So there's a tree blocking the way back here, but now that I've got the snowmobile, I can just go around it, right? Sweet. Alright, so I'm going to go back a little bit because I saw a couple houses back here I want to explore. I had it for exactly a year, wow. Don't you hate that when you find something in your Steam library and you're like, I have no recollection of buying this, and honestly I don't remember why I would have bought it. One of the first games I ever streamed, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, that was actually the reason I streamed it, is because I found it in my library. I'm like, I don't know what this game is. I don't know why I would have bought it. So I'm like, I'm a little curious now, honestly. Anything in there? Letter. To Mr. Giles LeChance in South Manistan. Dear Mr. LeChance, we have carefully taken note of your complaint regarding the collapse of a natural cave on your property. However, given the absence of any actual damage or injury, we cannot move forward with this investigation. The natural cave cannot be considered a personal belonging. Further, your claims regarding the landslides caused by the work in the new DW mine seems outlandish, as the mine is miles away from your property. Also, it is imperative that you secure your property, as you would be held accountable for any injuries caused by the steep terrain. This is where Crying Wolf leads you. Sincerely, Pierre Valjean, Register. Alright, so that isn't good on his part. Let's see. So where am I at? Hello? Oh, there we go. Alright, so there's a cave right here, but it looks like there should be a house nearby as well. Let's see if we can find that. Dude, nearly 900 games. Yes, I do that all this. That is so many games. Smile. I mean, how many of those are shovelware? I ask honestly because I'm very curious. How many of those 900 games are... What percentage would you say is shovelware? Because I know when you see those Steam sales, sometimes it is easy to just go, well, this game looks like crap, but then again, it is like 9 cents, so... I wanted to play more Kingdoms, wish it was multiplayer. Did you hear the story behind Kingdoms? Did I ever tell you that one, Smile? If not, I would be glad to regale you with it right now. Alright, let's see what we've got. Oh!
Air was freezing, right down to the bone.
See if we can get a fire started to shoot him. Short a log, but I threw a couple of those in the back of the snowmobile, so I can just grab one of those easy enough. There's probably, yeah, there's logs nearby. I'm glad I stopped carrying logs around, because there's always a couple when you need them. There we go. I figured I was probably pretty cold anyway. Alright, so we got light and we got heat. We are good there. It was going to be an MMO briefly, but then they decided to make it a single-player game, but they were intending to use the engine for a sequel to Amalur that would have been a multiplayer MMO. But the sequel got cancelled fairly early in development. And yeah, when you buy enough bundles, you do start accumulating that kind of shovelware. Alright, so we've got our frozen guy, but I'm going to check him out last. I want to see what else we can find around here first.
The holes in that puzzle are there to stay.
Yeah, that is that charring on the puzzle? That's a little odd. Line is cut, of course. Still need a little bit more light than we're getting, even with the fireplace going, so let's look around a bit. Well, a single player sold okay. The major problem was massive financial impropriety at the company behind it. To the point where People almost went to jail over this. People may still go to jail, possibly, over this. It was kind of insane.
The otherworldly ice had struck again. The woman's hopes and dreams were frozen in eternity.
Yeah, so my character's getting a little spooked. I've yet to find a clock that works. That's got to mean something, right? The fact that there doesn't seem to be any working clocks in town.
And the stew inside wasn't cooked. It's likely that poor Giselle was slow cooking it before she got snapped. What a waste.
So this happened real suddenly to her, as it did seem to everybody else. Huh, steak. Interesting. Something good comes out of shovelware, like Shovel Knight. Yeah, Shovel Knight is such a good game. Like, it's one of those things where I know an indie team made it, but it's almost unbelievable just because the quality is so sky high. Alright, so I've got an option to fill up bottles in here, but I don't have any empty bottles on me, so I'll take a look around and see if I can find one. Looks like they were repainting the whole house. Alright. The unpacked boxes suggest they just moved here. Ouch. Bad time to move in. More painkillers, those are good to have. Wait, was there something else in that drawer? Oh no, I saw the bottle in back. I'm like, can I grab that too? Ooh, bottles of medicine. Delicious! Got another room up here to check out. Ooh.
Ah, moving. What a pleasant activity.
Oh.
Of course, you'll find the record player only to find the records weeks later in some random box.
Yeah, that is moving for you. Moving is miserable, and I'm not looking forward to the next time I have to do it.
Many boxes scattered about. Carl didn't need to summon his detective training to quickly figure that the Lachances had just moved in.
Bertrand Lachance, 1948. Alright. Yeah, I didn't actually need that translated to English. Thank you, though, game. Ah, late. Excellent.
What a mess. Clearly, there was some major revamping work underway here. The place looked barely habitable.
Yeah, so they must have really just been in the process of moving in.
About. Carl didn't need to summon his detective training to...
Looks like they didn't like the look of this place. Yeah, I can't imagine how they wouldn't.
A nice white coating would restore the room to its charm of olden days.
Yeah, hopefully anyway. Let's see what else we got here. A box full of Harlequin novels. Those are trashy romance novels for any that haven't heard of them. Heard it from a friend, I promise you. Kona is the name of my future next cat. Really? That's kind of a cute name there, Zero.
Beautiful portrait of Gilles and Giselle, bound together by the chains of conventional love.
And of course now possibly both dead. That's unpleasant. Some cigarettes, I'll take those. Another broken clock, of course. What else?
A nice white coating would...
Alright, yeah, I already heard that. And this is probably just a line about boxes again.
Many boxes scattered about.
Alright, let's check the cabinet, maybe?
Detective training to quickly
Hello.
figure that the
Or Polaroid film, excellent. Alright, so unfortunately I didn't find a bottle down here. But I suspect I may have to come back here to fill a bottle at some point, just because there is, there are some pumps where I can fill a bottle, and I haven't seen any of those before. So that's gotta mean something. But, alright, I think just smoke my ciggies. A friend, he says. Sure, yep, yeah, you believe me, hey, Brad, right? Right, buddy? Hey, Brad, welcome into the stream. How are you doing this evening? Alright, putting it off long enough. Let's see what we can find out from our friend here. Yeah.
Carl felt a cool, tingling sensation in his back. Another vision took over him.
Alright. Let's see what happened here. Ooh, secret panel.
Was hidden under the stairs.
We'll come back to that, but in the meanwhile, what happened upstairs? Hello?
The man grabbed his rifle. Carl felt a sense of dread in him.
Alright, so they knew something was coming before this all happened, as many of the others did, in fact. Looking at that painting, or the picture from him in 48. Carl's magic touch, right?
Their relationship had been cooling down lately.
Oh no. Alright, so that's you never want to see somebody arguing with a gun in their hands. That's a bad sign. In the bathroom?
It seemed like secrecy was commonplace in this house.
And a hidden loose floorboard in the bathroom as well. Ooh, lots of stuff hidden around here. That photos or something? Some sort of documents hidden down there? Find out.
The vision's veil was lifted, and he was back to reality. A reality in which Giselle, Jill's loving spouse, was motionless, frozen in ice.
But she's got a secret diary here. Let's see if we can find out. Giselle's diary, page 1, September. Mother once told me when I first met Gilles that I hadn't picked the brightest bulb of the lot, and as the years fly by, I'm seeing the truth of her words. Always trust your mother's wisdom. That blackmailing scheme is a prime example of Jill's brightness. He's like a small dog. He thinks he's bigger than he actually is. He growls, genuinely thinks he's scary, but everyone knows he can be pushed aside with just a little kick. He truly believes he can blackmail Hamilton, the big boss himself. Gonna be a long time in hell before my poor Jill can pull off such a feat. After all, Hamilton's a rich, learned, and influential man. Not only is that blackmailing idea bad to begin with, let's be honest, Gil is way out of his league, but Gil doesn't even know what he's actually going to how he's actually going to carry this out. I don't even think he even would. He's just throwing random threats out loud in the kitchen. He says he'll do it eventually, but I know better. Successful blackmailing requires masterful cunning, and Guile is a master of nothing. He's a slave, and forever will be. I often look at that safe he keeps hidden in the fake wall, which he stores all those incriminating documents he intends to use, and I just can't come to grips with the sheer ridiculousness of the whole thing. Alright, we heard about the blackmail plot before, but we didn't actually know what he was planning to blackmail him with, so maybe we'll be able to find out in the house somewhere. Page 2. It is true that Hamilton would still have to figure out the combination of the safe where everything is hidden. Only problem is, Guile himself tends to forget the combination. He has a trick to help him remember. His father's first initial, followed by 3 numbers I had to engrave behind his pendant. Who could possibly have a hard time remembering 3 simple numbers but my Giles? Alright, so I'm going to need to know that to get into the safe. His father's first initial, followed by 3 numbers on his pendant. So I'll look for those later. And see if we can get into the safe and find out that incriminating evidence. October. Guile has trouble sleeping. He'll flail his arms and legs in his sleep. I told him this blackmail business would be hard on him, but that's the problem with idiots. They always think they're the smartest person around, no matter how hard you try and shake him. Hamilton will find out, then we're done for. We'll have to move to Val d'Or or live with the small fry. I'm shaking as I'm writing this. I cannot believe I've taken part in this tragedy. I haven't done anything. Why do I feel so guilty? Poor girl, she was so young. That might be talking about the woman with the gunshot wound in her neck that we heard about from the doctor's office last stream. Looks like that's all there is to read there. Interesting. Alright, so next up, let's see if we can spot the, spoiler, the safe contains burlap bags of candy corn. The perfect fuel for blackmail. Surely. Alright, so there's the safe. But we need to find a pendant. Now, I think... So this is probably his father right here, Bertrand LaChance. So the first letter...
Carl had seen that kind of safe before. With its double-layered security system blending letters and numbers, its code couldn't be broken by the common burglar.
Now, there's a lot of combinations to this, so I know the first dial is B. I'm pretty confident with that. But without the pendant, there's no way we're ever going to find the second, the 3-digit combination that goes along with it. I didn't see anything like a pendant up here, and I don't think I picked up anything like a pendant yet either. Oh, what else did I see in the vision? Was there somewhere in the vision that it might have been stashed? Oh, yeah, I didn't notice the cross before.
The cross looked after a marriage's well-being and served as a motivator to uphold the priest's sermons calling for more little worshippers on one hand and cautioning against guilty pleasures on the other. Indeed, the LaChances were still part of the God-fearing generation.
Interesting, but not ultimately very helpful. Let's So no, I didn't see a pendant around here anywhere. I didn't think there was one in the cabinet or anything. It's possible the pendant isn't even in the house. We have sometimes had to go from one place to another to find what we were looking for. But it sure would be handy if it was around here somewhere. Let's see. Oh, hey. Sheila Shantz changes hands.
Along with several more infrastructures in the area, had been acquired by wealthy industrialist William J. Hamilton. Perhaps the village should be rechristened Hamiltown.
Yeah, remember, Hamilton is the guy who was supposed to hire us and who was murdered, and we know he's crazy rich and he was basically trying to buy up the entire town. Founded by Bertrand LeChance more than 20 years ago, the general store, better known as Chez LeChance, is one of Manistan's economic mainstays. Since the passing of its aged owner, however, business wasn't as blooming as it once was. Giles LeChance inherited the humble establishment, had no choice but to sell everything to William Hamilton, the rich and famous businessman who sparked a major controversy last year when he announced the reopening and expansion of his copper mine. As of now, operations at the general store are expected to remain unchanged despite the change of hands. Giles LeChance still helms the register. Well, so his store got bought out from under him, so I suppose it's possible he's got motive for murder right there as well. After all, we do still need to figure out who exactly killed our would-be employer. Oh, hey. Light switch here as well. Oh, it kind of makes the room kind of spooky. Not the greatest of ambiance, but beggars can't be choosers. Got a light switch in here too? Excellent. Nice. Alright. So, let's see, was there anything else under the floorboard? No, just the diary. Couldn't be too lucky there, I suppose. Alright, I think that's about all we're going to find in the house then. We'll have to remember this place if we ever find a pendant. I'll check my inventory, but I really don't think we had anything like that. Consumables? No. Equipment? No, I don't think I've come across a pendant at all, so... Now we're stuck there. So let's leave this grim place. Check around the outside real quick, see if there's anything worth grabbing, but I don't think so. Oh hey, more blue ice. But of course we already know where our frozen friend is there. R.I.P. Nice shoes. Oh, they're like, what, mucklucks, as I think they're called? It's cold outside, man. Give me a break. I'm not going for fashion. I'm going for survival. Survival of the fittest, Brad. Too cold to be worried about fashion. Can't do it. Hello? What is this?
The crossbow bolt stuck into the wooden stairs reminded Carl of the arrow that was said to have hit Achilles' heel. But who was the intended Achilles this time?
Why is there a burning crossbow bolt here? What on earth does that mean? That's unusual. Very unusual. Says I got a new journal entry out of that as well. The hunt. Strange hunt is underway in the village, and the crossbow bolts left behind are disturbing to say the least. They seem to glow as if they were constantly being heated by fire, without the fire spreading from where it was struck. How is this possible? Someone tried to stop a beast. I can't understand all of it, but I feel a bit less lonely. Alright. And of course we got our photos there too. Alright, let's head back to the road probably. And figure out where we're going next. Alright, so basically straight across the road there should be another house, so that's our destination. Looks like night's fallen as well, so it's getting a bit spooky out here now. I wonder if there's a day-night cycle in this game. Either way, I don't think it was this dark before. I seem to remember that. Alright, there's the mailbox, so this must be our way forward. Check this mailbox as well, see if there's anything in here. Aha! A treasure map? drawn in crayon? What in the hell? Okay. We'll check that out in a bit. Letter for Marie. My sweet Marie, may the treasure hunt begin. I have hidden wonderful little things for you to find all over the village following my clues. You're holding in your hand the first map. The hunt begins at my place. You are so clever, I'm certain you'll find everything. Martin. And look at that big happy face at the bottom there. Okay. People are weirdos in this town. I'm just going to come right out and say that. Weird folks in this town. And we still haven't met anyone alive and kicking except the old man. Who, I know the doctor didn't think he'd ever die. And for as old as he supposedly was, he was still in seemingly good condition. Bedard's house. Alright, I see. Alright, looks like a house in a garage here. Let's take a little look.
Carl was no burglar. He didn't need to resort to petty techniques such as window breaking to find his way in.
Yep.
A good detective simply looks for keys where gullible souls hide them.
Bingo, that was easy enough.
The house smelled like incense, the kind that reminds you of the good Lord, of peace.
Interesting. Alright, I'm going to start a fire in here too, so let me head outside and see if I can find a log. Usually some right near the house, which is nice, because that does save me the trouble of having to go hunt for them. But if not, I've got some in my pack in the back of the snowmobile. Thank goodness for that. I'll just have to remember to replenish my stock back there. If I take some out. Alright. So this way I can warm up in the house without worrying about freezing to death while I'm investigating. Sheds a little bit of light on the house as well, which is also quite welcome. Alright, where's this fireplace? Now, matches and fire starter I have in pretty plentiful quantities, so I don't have to worry as much about them. Enough food for rough times. Well, I suppose out here when it snows as heavy as it does, I can understand why. No loose change in the cracks. Did I seriously take the time to look, though? Nothing on the TV.
Religion was very influential throughout Quebec many years ago. Indeed, it was surprising that Carl did not come across a single chapel since arriving here.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. It is a sign of the times right now. We are in the... I think it's exactly the year 1970 right now. Our 1970s in Quebec, Canada. So they are doing a pretty good job at setting the mood in the game, I think. Check the fridge. Couple more steaks, whatever those are for. Maybe I can use those against the wolves. Not a terrible idea. If I get any more wolves trying to eat my face, which I probably will. Oh, hi, Etch-a-Sketch. Oh, hey, the sun isn't connected to anything else in this Etch-a-Sketch. That's not possible. That's weird. Anybody who doesn't know about Etch-a-Sketch is, you can only draw a continuous line on there. That's really weird. Game is so cool. Puns! And cold, yes, of course. Medieval Engineers is a lot better now. I'm not sure I've heard of that. The name sounds a little familiar. Smile, what can you tell me about it? Why is the chair facing away from the TV? This house isn't making a ton of sense right here. Something's weird with this place. Weirder than normal. Why would you have the comfiest chair in there facing away from the TV? Alright, so once again I get a prompt to use a magnet in a location, but I haven't seen anything magnetic yet. I don't know what they're asking me to do, really. Of course, the phone's dead, as it has been everywhere else in town. No surprises there. Some matches, always welcome there. The sun is evidence the house is clearly haunted, or a town is full of wizards. I think if it was wizards, they'd find something more interesting to do than play with an Etch-a-Sketch.
Good Paul 6, appearing papal. His crooked fingers gave the impression he was about to bestow a miracle.
You got a little shrine here. Yeah, these people are deeply religious. Alright, so that just leads outside. Nothing to bother with there for right now, although we'll have to go out in a bit. I know there's more to the house. All these doors make me a little jumpy. I don't have any good reason to, but you know. You get a little jump scare-ish in games like this.
Mother must have spent her days washing the filth off her kids' diapers.
Yeah, that must have been fun.
The empty cradle sent an eerie feeling down Carl's spine, as if minutes ago someone just grabbed the baby and made a run for it.
Yeah, it's not like we've seen too many people beforehand, but still, where'd the kid go? Where is everyone in this town? Why are so many people frozen?
Carl wasn't desperate enough to invade a village woman's privacy.
Dang it, really?
Carl wasn't desperate enough to invade a village woman's privacy.
Alright, so no looking at the journal then. That kind of bites. Alright, good, so we can get a light in here, finally. Nothing in there. There are other light switches? I'd kind of like to get some light on in here. I didn't see any near the door. Ah, here we go. Booyah.
The perfect cookie-cutter Catholic family, most likely attending church every Sunday.
So it's a big family, so again, the question becomes, where on earth are they? 0, much appreciated for the host. Very kind of you. Huh. Giraffe in a top hat?
Who knew that giraffes thrived in the North Pole? The craze for toys was stupefying.
What craze for toys? Has Carl never seen a toy before? Is he just having his mind blown by the fact that there's a toy here?
Love of religion and ancestors was rooted deep inside the hearts of Canadians of old, to which the Bedards appeared to be closely related.
So it would seem it's pretty much religious everything in this house so far. I'm trying to turn on all the lights I can so I don't have to use my flashlight as much. One more bedroom here. Let's see what we got. I don't see a light switch in here either, so we'll just make do. Looks like another child's bedroom. They certainly had a couple of kids, so... Ah, here we go. Lamp. Bingo. Marie's...
Bedard had without a doubt been the closest man in the village to William Hamilton, otherwise known as Uncle Willie.
Marie's diary, page 1, August 16th. I have a diary, just like Mom. Unlike her, though, I don't wear a long face when writing, but I do love to write my thoughts. And about Martin, most of all. I do love talking about him. I think he loves me too. Just like in Romeo and Juliet. People don't like it when I see him, only because he's a Blaise. But just like in the story, nothing can stand in the way of true love. August 18th. I lost appetite. I can't sleep anymore. Every waking hour, intense shivers run through my body. Dad's making me see Dr. Beaupre, with his big hands touching me everywhere, his foul breath exhaling all over my face. Yuck, I'm not sick, I'm in love. I love Martin so much. There's nothing I like better than thinking about us playing together like we always do. I wonder if he found the key I lost the other day. He was pretty sad when I did, because it was for his dad's garden shed, and Martin has always been afraid of him. I think Martin's dad is a bit like Dad's god. The key fell in a burrow next to the shed. Poor Martin, he cried like a baby, but I still love him. Alright, there's another thing to keep in mind right there, is a burrow next to the shed. I don't know if it's her shed or Martin's shed, but that's something to look at. Unlike Mom, oh girl, you will soon write just like her. Just wait till life takes its effect. Kratz laugh, too true. Welcome into the stream. How are you doing today? I see some flowers and hearts drawn along the side, and oh, lots of little doodles in the margins. I like it. Marie's diary, page 2, August 24th. Mom often cries when she feels lonely. I think there's no reason for her to cry. Mom can be stupid sometimes. Dad works a lot because of that wealthy Englishman buying everything. That's what notaries do. They make sure that people get what they're paying for, basically. It's complicated, but that's how Dad explained it to me. The rich guy doesn't look half as bad as Martin told me he was. When I saw him this morning at Dad's office, he told me, "Call me Uncle Willie." I found that pretty funny. Plus, he gave me candy. Okay, it was kind of old and dry, but still candy. I think Dad gets along well with Uncle Willie, because when he's with him, he laughs the same way he does with Father Label. Doing good, Kretzlaff? I'm doing good as well. Having a nice relaxing weekend and enjoying this game a whole lot. Thanks for asking. September 22nd. I had to gobble up Dr. Beaupert's horrible medicine because if I hadn't, I wouldn't have made it to Christmas, or so he said. I hadn't seen Martin in weeks, nor did I go to school for that matter. Dad has been praying beside my bed every morning for a while now, and at bedtime too. Today, he went hunting with Uncle Willie, and he told me to ask God to bless him in my prayers. Page 3. I think this has to do with the medicine. That only the richest of rich can afford. Dad told me he'll be praying for Uncle Willie until the day he dies, and that I should do the same. God, Father Label, and now Uncle Willie. I wonder when Dad finds the time to pray for Santa Claus. September 28th. How can Mom be so stupid? And she's getting fat, too. Oh, geez, I think I see where that one's going. She cries like a newborn puppy all the time. It's so annoying. I came across Martin today. He seemed pretty thin and maybe kind of dirty. He doesn't look as neat and presentable as Uncle Willie. That's for sure. I totally forgot it was the weekend, Kretzlaff. Well, enjoy. Now that you know, you gotta get that hustle to get your weekend enjoyment in. Works of art from a future artist. Not bad for a kid. Nothing else in here, though, so we didn't really find anything too concrete in here. But we did get a little bit of information about that key that may be important later on. I'll have to keep an eye out for that.
Dreamcatchers originated from First Nations legends. They were used to trap nightmares.
Seems a little odd that a Christian family would have pagan symbols, especially when they're as hardcore as these guys would. But hey, who am I to judge? Alright, so I think we've searched the whole house. And we didn't find any spooky frozen victims in here. That probably just means there's one out there we have to find. We still do have the shed to check. Or the shed or the garage or whatever it is. So let's go do that. Wow, it is dark outside. Alright. So, maybe it's unlocked. Looks like it might be unlocked. Sweet. Alright, I don't see anything jumping out at me of interest in here, but... I got an empty bottle. We can go fill that with water over at the other house. Before we get too far. That's something, I suppose. Some drawers.
A true Catholic always strives to keep lowly temptations at bay. Obviously, Carl thought, someone in this house wasn't doing a good job at upholding the Holy Bible's teachings.
Yeah, somebody was drinking their beer a little bit hard in here and trying to hide it out in the garage. Interesting. It's Easter Sunday, at least on this side of the planet. Yes, you are able to freeze to death in this game, so that is something I have to keep my eyes out for. Gotta constantly be keeping an eye on my temperatures and have to get warm every once in a while. Otherwise, it'll get bad for me real fast. Luckily, I keep a good stock of fire starting supplies, and so in most houses I've been going through, I've been starting fires to keep myself warm while I'm exploring around. Alright, I think that's it in here. Let's take a quick look around the outside. Keep an eye out for a key if we see one. Ah, there's the logs. Ah, dang it. Oh, we still got a key there. We still got a log in the back of the motor. Wow, completely lost the word there. In the back of the snow thing. Snow dew. Wow, why can't I think of the name of that?
Smiled at the sight of the nicely protected garden. Hopefully, the Bedards had managed to dig every last potato out before the sudden snowfall.
I don't know why I had a complete brain fart there and couldn't think of the name of this thing. Yeah, it just says Ski-Doo on the side, but I know that's the brand. That's not really what it is. Snowmobile, thank you, Hey Bread. Wow, how did I complete lose at the snow thing? Snow sled scooter thing. That was weird. Snow thing is better. It's more descriptive, right? At least you know what we're talking about there. Alright, so we're going to head right across the street again and fill that empty bottle with water, because I get a feeling we're going to need that later. I think, yeah, this should be the way. And then I'm going to take a look at that treasure map. See if I can figure out where that's going, because I'm a little curious now. The one doohickey that makes that one noise. Yeah, that's the one. You know what I'm talking about. And can take you to the one place. Yeah, exactly. You're on my same level here. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's almost as if we have a psychic Rappaport. It's beautiful. Alright, so I'll stop in here real quick and... Alright, so now I've got a bottle of water, and I don't know if I'm going to need that later, but better safe than sorry. Alright, so I think from that treasure map that we saw earlier, the treasure should be right around here somewhere. Just a little farther down the road, I think. Let's see, did it mark it on my map? That'd be neat. No, it did not. I see that big clearing, though. Not sure how to get to it. I see a big hiking trail there, too. Ooh, crap. We're probably going to have to take that trail. Oh, there's Hamilton's house. Way, way up north. That's probably going to be our final destination. Well, maybe that'll be our next destination, actually. Alright, so let's check that treasure map again. Documents. Wow, I have a lot of documents in here. Treasure maps. Alright, so there's the two houses by the road. And there's another house a little bit back, and then another house. Alright, let's check our map again, see if we can line that up with anything. I'm not actually sure. But first order of business, let's head back to the road and let's check out the house labeled Roy. I think that's another thing I'm going to want to check out before we go too far. Like psychic twins! Exactly, Kratzlaff. Exactly like that in every way. Alright, back this way is where we're going next. Woo! Jack Sparrow would be proud of that treasure map, right? It's so precise and detailed and informative. Useful. Written in crayon, of course. Alright, I think it's a little farther down the way. So the snowmobile, I think, is actually slower than the truck. As a matter of fact, I'm almost 100% sure it's slower than the truck. But it also seems like it can go places the truck wouldn't be able to. I might actually be able to take this on that hiking path. Which would certainly make things a bit easier there. Letter for Wilfred. Dear Mr. Roy, I am writing this because I feel guilty. The other day Martin and I were taking a stroll not far from your house, and we saw that the door to your shed was open. I wanted us to mind our own business, but Martin likes living on the edge. He took a few shiny things, including some bullets. Now my dad always told me never to play with those things, so I immediately put them back. But Martin hid the other things. I confess, Mr. Roy, I have so many regrets. But you mustn't call the police. You won't call them, will you? My father will be so angry. I will bring back all of your things, I promise. Marie Bedard. Alright, I wonder if that means there's stuff stashed somewhere that I could grab. Tough to say. What exactly is the main objective of this game, Kratzlaff? That's actually a good question. I haven't figured that out yet. I mean, we came to town to investigate some vandalism, but when we came, the guy that was supposed to hire us was murdered. So I'm thinking we might have to see if we can solve his murder, but the fact is there is bigger things happening in this town than a murder. There's some spooky stuff going on in this town. I haven't quite figured out what's causing that either. So I'm guessing at some point there's going to be a revelation as to what happened. And from there, I will be able to wrap things up. But I'm not quite sure what the form of that revelation is going to look like yet. Alright, let's drop some stuff off. Put a couple of steaks in there. Let's see. I don't know what I'm going to need and when I'm going to need is the problem, so I'm kind of pack-ratting pretty hard right here. I think I should have enough room for a log, though. That's really all I need, is to make sure I can grab a log before I head inside so I can light the fire. So I'll be nice and cozy while I invade their privacy. Because let's face it, this house is going to be abandoned. They are all mysteriously abandoned. Dang, I don't actually see any logs outside. Almost always is just on the front stoop. Well, we'll just have to head inside and see what we see then. Note on the door. Note from Jean Roy. We fled, it was getting too dangerous. More people live in North Manistan, it will be safer there. Fled, like actually fled town. That's pretty hardcore.
It was a classic Canadian house, except for the absent horde of kids that would normally be swarming about.
You found dead, and the first thing you didn't do was call the police. Well, to his credit, number one, all of the phone lines appear to be cut. And number two, before we found the dead body, we got in a car crash, so I don't think you can even get outside of the town if we wanted to. Alright, yeah, let's start a fire. Booyah. And light switch right near that door by any chance? No, it's an outlet. Shoot. Alright, we'll keep an eye out for one. And let's start searching, see what we can find. Yeah, naturally all the phones aren't working. If we find a working one, I'm sure we can call out and look for help, but so far that hasn't happened. I don't know what to get rid of to make more space. Shane Packrat logic must loot all of the things, right? Right, you never know when you're gonna need a thing, so you carry all of the things. All of the things. Fantasy novel. Interesting. Matthew had yet to add murder to his curriculum. He was fond of new experiences, especially the thrilling ones, and taking the life of a flesh and bone individual who the night before was still able to think. Alright, so I'm not going to read this whole thing, but it looks like the character in this guy's book is fantasizing about murder. So as if we needed more suspects, that is, that's pretty damn suspicious. Guy fantasizing about murder here.
Simone de Beauvoir, Claude Lévi-Strauss, Hannah Arendt, Roland Barthes. Carl was surprised by the literature filling this liberal-leaning bookcase. Could there really be intellectuals dwelling in this far-off land?
That's kind of funny. Oh, chess puzzle.
Just one more move and white is checkmated. Game over. It seems the game was abandoned right before the final strike came down.
Convenient. There we go. That's a little better. Alright, we'll search the rest of the kitchen, then we'll check the rest of the house. Unlimited space would be so nice. I would grab all of the things all the time with no regard to anything ever. I have to be a little careful here. The inventory in this game is based entirely on weight. So you can carry anything you want as long as the total weight doesn't exceed a certain limit. So I have been going a little nuts. Because a lot of the items in the game, like matches, take up almost no weight. But you know, there have been some times where I'd have to drop some things off. Alright, let's see what we got. That door's blocking my way, helpfully. Oh, this is just a little pantry, but some fire starter. I'll take that. Nice rack of garlic right there. I don't know what the proper word is for a whole bunch of garlic. Intellectuals in this far-off place. Yeah, because living in the woods we wouldn't learn how to read. They'd learn how to read, but they'd be backwoods savages that have crazy, dumb opinions. You know those backwoods people. Oh.
The photograph was snapped not too far from here, Carl noticed. The couple seemed to be very good friends.
Nothing concrete, Haybread. There's been some talks of some sort of mythological monster in the woods. And it seems the way some of these people have been frozen in that unbreakable ice, it seems impossible. So there's got to be something supernatural happening. But I don't have a good idea of who committed the murder yet either. I think the two are possibly unrelated, the supernatural event and the murder.
The couple radiated something akin to lightheartedness, to freedom. Perhaps some people out there truly found a way to live happily ever after.
How about you guys? If there's anybody in chat right now that hasn't played this game before, but you're starting to come up with some theories from what you've seen, I would be interested to hear what you got.
Wilfred in his youth. Carl figured right away that the man must have been some kind of wildlife officer.
Alright, interesting. At some point I'm going to be going back through my notes in the game and seeing if I can make sense of any of that. Seeing if I can put together anything out of all the clues I've found so far. I know there's some things I haven't found yet that I really need to. Like if I could get into that safe that we found before, that would be a big coup. I have a feeling whatever's in that safe is going to be pretty explosive as far as evidence goes. I don't see a light switch in here either. Some cigarettes and another page of the novel. Something about falling in love. Something about falling in love and then maybe planning to murder the woman he was in love with. Alright, so this guy is seeming more suspicious by the minute. I don't know, he could just be your run-of-the-mill horror writer, but then again, this seems pretty vivid. Konopoly, you win if you pass go. Wow, that's an exciting game right there. Get me in on that. My theory is that the man-bear-pig came to town and farted, and that is why everyone ran. Well, that seems about as plausible as anything I could come up with at this point. So let's run with that for now. We'll assume that's getting us somewhere. Alright, good. Page 3 of the novel? Page 4 of the novel. So yeah, he's still fantasizing about murder in this little novel. That is not healthy, dude. Not healthy. Alright, a supplies pack with some bullets. Don't mind having a little more of those. And then is this? This is page 3. Alright. Nothing else interesting in the house so far. TV, of course, doesn't work. That'd be too easy. Oh, there's another gun rack here.
Not a single weapon was left. All of them were gone.
That's another thing. All of the gun racks I've found in town have been empty. And, you know, if you're going to buy a gun rack, presumably you've got some things to put on it, so... Where the heck did all the weapons go in town? Now, we did manage to find ourselves a gun at one point, and we were carrying it around just in case. Everything's spooky in this damn town. But, yeah, it's just not yet clear. It's another one of the mysteries, in addition to what happened to all the people. Is why are all the guns missing, too? Isn't quite adding up yet. Oh, hey, cookie jar up there. Cookie jars are always too high to reach, right? I don't think that's a puzzle anyway, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Alright. That's everything in this house then, I think. Again, no major revelations in here. But, I don't know, that guy worries me a lot. That guy is thinking about murder. Just a bit too much to make me put him out of my mind at this point. I think we're going to have to remember him a bit. Alright, so... Where do we go next? This is Roy's place, I believe. Now we're at Roy's place. There's a cabin a bit down the road. I don't think we've been there yet, so we're going to head there next. If you ever see him, yeah, we've only seen one person alive and in the flesh in this game so far. And that was the old man that we needed to get moonshine for. Because he wouldn't help us out till we fetched him some moonshine. Naturally, you've got a spooky apocalypse, and that's your first concern, is making sure you got enough shine. But hey, whatever. Alright, so we get out to the main road, and then I think we need to head right here to get to the next cabin. And that'll be about all the exploration we need to do this way. Then is the rest stop, and we hit the rest stop right at the start of the game, so I'm guessing there's going to be nothing new that way. At least nothing I'm too set on exploring anyway. We might have... Oh, no, we might have explored this way before as well. Or no, we didn't, because it was too cold and we needed to get out of here. So there probably is a little something we can see around here. Seems like the storm gets worse over here. That's not good. Alright, where is this cabin? We gotta be close at this point, right? No, it's a bit further down the road, and it will be on my left, I believe. Not sneaking in with popcorn? Well, that's a shame, because sneaking in with popcorn sounds like an awesome idea, so if you change your mind about that, Digital Fox, and decide to sneak in with popcorn, I wouldn't object to that at all. I think you might end up liking that. But hey, Digital Fox, welcome into the stream. How are you doing tonight? Good to see you, as always. Alright. Man, it is really spooky out here. I gotta say, this atmosphere with all the snow and everything and the darkness and the limited vision, this is working. This is working really well. Seems like the snowmobile's struggling a bit, but this is the turnoff we were looking for. There's that little cabin. No, we have been here before. I remember. We did find something out in this cabin, I think. I don't remember what now. We'll take a look around again, though, see what we can find. Yeah, we got the fire burning in here. I remember. We were in here earlier. Way at the start of the game. But there wasn't really much to see in here, so that's a bust. Alright, still, nothing ventured, nothing gained. I'll take another quick look around here, see if there's anything worth seeing. Doesn't look like it, though. Yeah, this looks pretty much like a dead end, so let's head back out and let's start heading north. We are in the Great North, this seems only proper. I am doing good, Digital Fox, thank you for asking. You were playing Kentucky Route Zero earlier, I believe, were you not? If that's correct, I'm very curious to hear how much you are liking it, because that's one of those games I wanted to put on my wish list, but it almost seems like it might be too weird, even for me. So if you've got any opinions on it, positive or negative, please, I would be very willing to hear those. I assume chat would be interested as well. Wow, yeah, that blowing wind right here makes visibility kind of crap. I think I'm going to stop at the general store real quick, too. If for no other reason than I have no idea if you can run out of gas in this game. That seems like something I wouldn't want to screw around with. So, you know, just to be safe. It's a narrative. Visuals are like, this is the police. Right, yeah, I've seen the visuals. Really weird. That is kind of my thing, so that might still be up my alley. Good so far. Alright, good to hear. I know a lot of people were concerned because it was released in episodes. And the final couple episodes were massively delayed. And people were worried that maybe the game wasn't going to get finished. But it's my understanding that it has been finished at this point. If I remember correctly. Oh wow, and you're right near the end too. That sounds cool. Yeah, I might still be looking into it at that point. I do like me some weird. Alright, this is I got a long way from town here. And I hit a loading screen, that probably means I'm going in the right direction. Alright. So, general store, and then, like I said, I think we want to head northward. I think that's going to be our next order of business. But I don't think I did check out this abandoned truck. I don't know if I'm going to find... Oh, no, I did! This is where I ended up after I had that my first hallucination in the game. Right. So that's taken care of. Yes, it's finished as far as I know. I hope to gosh it is. If not, I'm not sure my brain can take much more weirdness. Fair enough. Alright. Do I need to fill this up?
Wouldn't surrender their divine nectar so easily. In all likelihood, they had to be switched on from inside the store.
But I did that already, and there's our murder victim right there. Hey, buddy. I thought I switched... Oh, I bet I know what it is. I bet you have to turn the switch on in here. And that makes sure your car is parked in the right spot. Shading the great Canadian wilds. With my terrible Canadian accent. What's this all about? I can only fill up my gas can? I guess I can't fill up the snowmobile. Well, hopefully that means I don't have to worry about the snowmobile. Make for a great TV show. It would mostly be about 3/4 of it would be me just whining about the temperature. Alright, I never did find the key to open that mailbox, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for that still. Yeah, I'd mostly be whining about the snow and the temperature. But hey, if that's your thing, feel free to check that out. So sorry. What's this all about? Alright, so next up we are going over to Blaze's house. I don't think we've been there yet. It should be just across the bridge and on the left. Hey Shane, as an adult I have to tell you it is not a smart thing to go out at night in deep snow. Oh, why did I just walk into one of these complete strangers' abandoned house in the middle of a supernatural snowstorm with monsters and frozen people and wolves with glowing eyes, and I'll just take a little nappy pie. Just a little nappy pie. That'll be nice. How's that sound, Drav? Hey, welcome into the stream, Drav. How are you doing this evening? Hope tonight finds you well. Alright, I see a fence. And here's the break in the fence I'm looking for, I believe. So this should be the Blaze's place up here, I believe. I think there's only a couple houses left in town, or at least according to my map, there's only a couple houses left in town. So I'm not sure what else we're going to need to do after we explore all this. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm checking,
The
Dev.
atmosphere surrounded the house. The soundlessness of the area suggested it was empty.
Man, all of them have been so far, except the old guy's house. This one, the lights are on, though. I don't think I found any house where the lights were on when I first got there. That's new.
The key, which seemed to be meant for a padlock, bore an inscription reading Cloutier et Fils. A company name.
Interesting.
Keep an eye open. Businesses weren't exactly numerous around these parts.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing any of business, so I'm not sure what that key goes to there. Let's see. Also, self-made chicken burgers. That sounds delicious, Drev. One last thing. About 4 acts of 7. Each act is about an hour each. All right. Hey there, Sire. I think I'm pronouncing that right. This is a first-person mystery/horror type game right here. It's only a few weeks old, so I'm not surprised you haven't heard of it. But I'm very interested with it so far. Welcome into the stream as well. Yes, Bread likes to change his colors, likes to keep things interesting. I dig it. See, someone ran out of time packing his luggage. Alright, so whoever was in this house when they vanished, they were in the process of hastily packing up luggage, so that's odd. And they had a spirograph out.
The spirograph amused Carl. It was a nice modern toy, aside from being repetitive by nature and completely useless. Still, it found its way into many Quebecois homes.
Carl, you are so boring, if that's all you have to say about a spirograph.
Money in a jar. What a shame. Carl would have loved cookies.
Carl! Man after my own heart there, at least. And, of course, my favorite, Balog's Rice Crunchies. Very delicious. I think we all love those. You can, just doesn't mean you'll follow what they say. Bread is an independent loaf, it doesn't need no singular color. I'm down with that. It did definitely throw me the first time I saw that bread when you were in somebody's chat, probably Ahoy's, and you were changing your color every once in a while. I'm like, oh, someone new. No, wait, that's bread again. Huh. Got a hockey card on the counter, of course, hockey, because Canada, eh? Alright, so not much of consequence in here yet. I don't think I know too much about this Blaze fellow either. So, here we go.
A pay stub for some undoubtedly harsh lumberjack work. Alexandre Blais felled trees and chopped woods for Cloutier et Fils.
Alright, so the key is for the logging company. I'm not sure where I'd actually find them. Again, we'll have to keep our eyes open. And let's see what else is there to explore. Let's check this half-open door here first. This is calling my name. Spoopy bathroom, of course. The bulb is burned out. Of course it is. Coral! 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 Perfect meme for this game. Perfect. Hope bread is green. It may be moldy. No, that's a bad thing. You don't. Moldy bread is bad. We don't want moldy bread. We want nice, rice, fresh bread. Because it's delicious. So you already checked that one. Give me the crunchies. Right? Who doesn't trust the delicious, great taste of Balog's Rice Crunchies? Newspaper article about our friend Blais. I believe that's how it's pronounced, right? I'm having a lot of trouble with the French pronunciation here. Pink and green and white, the color of bread's dreams tonight. An unsolvable accident. Over the last few days, a lack of resources forced the death investigation of Pierre to come to a halt. The autopsy of the body, conducted over the last few weeks, didn't reveal any clue that could have helped the investigators, who refused to comment on what would happen next. This new development is happening in the context of the hypothesis of an accident, which is still, in spite of skepticism expressed to the local population, the ongoing official cause of death provided by the authorities. The incident is said to have occurred in the forest surrounding Lake Atamapek. Pierre was found lifeless 2 weeks ago near a footpath leading to the soon-to-be restarted copper mine. An engineer by training who was working on behalf of the consortium headed by William Hamilton was reportedly in charge of the development plans surrounding the reopening of the mine. At first, police had disclosed that the body had been desecrated. Today, the official version is that it was partially devoured by beasts, hence the original assumption that a crime had been committed. Sure sounds like this is another murder and a cover-up. This town has some secrets to it. Yes, Carl Papa, Digital Fox, holy crap, that YouTube video. If anyone in here is familiar with The Walking Dead and you haven't seen Carl Papa on YouTube, you owe yourself to go check that out. A bit of reading on the toilet. These quaint days when people would read books on the toilet instead of just whipping out your smartphone and checking your social media. At least that's how I do it.
Little Martin Blais with his Uncle Pierre. There was a deep sense of bonding and pride coming out of the picture. Carl felt sorry for the man. No one deserved such a cruel fate.
Yeah, I read ebooks on my phone occasionally. There is that, but not like actual paper books. That seems less sanitary somehow.
The picture had been taken inside the house. It was the same wallpaper. Judging by the smiles, nobody suspected the impending misfortunes.
So morbid. Yeah, you can wipe down your phone, but a book, not a lot of things you can do to make a book more sanitary. A similar house layout to the other one we saw before. And some lights on in here as well. Honestly, that's creeping me the hell out. Creeping me the hell out. Why are there lights on in this house and nowhere else?
The sheets were in such a way that indicated a rude awakening, followed by a hurried escape. What had happened here?
And the window's open.
A window left open in that weather? Perhaps something had to be watched.
What happened in this house? So the guy woke up in a hurry, he left the window open, perhaps he was watching something out the window, and then he was packing in a giant rush? If it's on the phone, then it has to be true. Exactly, Kratslav. It's always true. Alright, so that... I don't know French very well, but I believe that says the monster. And then you've got a couple of mean-looking doggos and a black figure with piercing blue eyes. What in the hell, this town? What in the hell? Everything about this town. Alright, what do we got here? Nothing in there. Alright, anything in here? Oh, cool. I thought if it was on the internet, oh, both. You saw the man, bear, pig, and ran. Oh, it's all coming together now, Kratslav. Hey, Shade, Le Monster means the monster. Holy crap, Drav, you know French too? My mind is blown here. You have a home phone, Digital Fox? I don't mean to home phone shame, but why? Why? Louise's diary. I fear the worst for Alexander. He hardly gets any sleep. I thought it was from the work, but it seems to be far worse than that. From dusk till dawn, he stares into the void. He barely speaks to me. His son asked him to play the ball, and he didn't say a word. And that way he has to glance at the window. Last night I heard him mumble in his sleep. He's coming, he murmured. I don't know why, but those words left a deep impression on me. He woke up shortly after, covered in sweat. He couldn't remember his dream, obviously. He didn't go back to sleep after that, chain-smoking the night away over the window. He told me to pack my things this morning. I wonder why. Does he himself know? We're waiting. But for what? I feel dread. Creepy. Sire, yes, you can be attacked in this game, and I have actually been attacked by some creepy wolves with glowing blue eyes. And aside from that, you can also die from freezing to death. Yeah, death is possible. I did die once from freezing to death, and I've been attacked by wolves once, and I don't think it's going to be the last time. So yeah, this is a game with some danger. It's not just a purely mystery game. Made the internet bill cheaper. Yeah, I can understand that at least. I worked for a cable company. Well, just because they want to make sure you're buying all of their services, I think. Alright, so that's the only page in there. What else have we got in here? Yeah, there was packing going on here, too. Only the tormented minds smoke in bed. Is that true? Can anybody confirm that? That's the first I'm hearing of it. Alright. So... Hello? You guys heard that too, right? Oh, Jesus Christ! That was a wolf! Why was there a wolf in the house? Why was there a wolf in the house? Why? What in the hell? That scared the crap out of me. You were a bed smoker, Digital Fox? I don't see anything creepy out the window, at least. Wow, that actually scared the shit out of me. I think that's the closest the game has come to a jump scare so far. Was right there. Whew, deep breath. Let's reset there. Holy crap. Alright. Something else on the floor? Ooh. This looks like it's been moved recently. So since when do wolves close the door after they leave? We're very well mannered. Yeah, I heard the door close noise too. That was confused the hell out of me, Drav. And open fridges? Yeah, there's that as well. Furniture has been moved several times. There's a note under here. Note from Martin Blay. My sweet Marie. Please excuse my handwriting, I am in a hurry. I have to leave for North Manistan with Mom and Ms. Roy, as they say it's far too dangerous around here these days. I don't know much about what's going on because Mom won't tell me anything in an attempt to reassure me, but all I know is she has the exact same expression in her face as when I startle her. Dad and Mr. Roy aren't coming because they have gone to get Mr. Lachance. They're real heroes. My grandmother lives in a very big house in North Manistan. You would be welcome there. I must go now. Quite literally, your friend Martin. Interesting. Hey, Alex Jet, welcome into the stream. How are you doing this evening? Don't say the F word. Fridges? Is it fridges? Food? Alright, I think it's time to take a look at the old journal and go over some of the evidence we've got. Alright, so we've got the crash, an accident. I haven't been shaken up since Korea. Who is the driver in the other car? Whoever it was, they didn't have a snowball's chance in hell if they intended to continue on foot. Besides, why did they leave so suddenly? Nice bit of poetry on the back of a beautiful face. That reckless driver was also melancholic. A locked box. Would it be wrong to look inside? Surely I would find some clue as to who the reckless driver was. I'd still need to find the key, though. Oh yeah, I might have the key to the locked box, too. I should check that out. Oh, no, head back. Alright, a case of vandalism. Son of a wealthy Chicago banker, Hamilton made his own gold in the northern Quebec, where he established a copper mine and helped his family's small fortune thrive. You can't make a fortune without breaking a few lives. That's the saying Hamilton lives by. The expansion of his copper mine certainly did not help him make new friends. Hamilton is accusing the Cree people of attacking his estate, especially his luxurious hunting lodge somewhere north of something. Yet another way to make friends. The Cree certainly do not hold him dear. His mind's probably upset the Great Spirit. This vandalism case is definitely for me. It needs the eye of a professional. I'm meeting Hamilton at the general store. I was here to investigate some window smashers and I end up with a dead body on my hand. Hamilton was murdered. I need to shed some light on this. What an upgrade! I guess you could call it that. Yeah, this game is, yeah, the game is in French. It was translated to English. There are still a couple of rough patches, but overall I'm pretty happy with the translation so far. Trying to quote South Park with the MK. No, I got it, Cratch Laugh. I understood you there. Oh, oh, right. No, I forgot about the F part. I haven't seen that movie in forever, Cratch Laugh. I think that's about all. Fornicate yourself for the Crown Kingdom. Sure, we'll go with that's the F word we're talking about, I think. I haven't seen any of the movies. Digital Fox. You're doing yourself a disservice here. Alright, so I'm still missing most of the clues to the murder here. My client is dead. Everything's gone wrong. Yeah, that's an understatement right there. That's my luck. An envelope torn open addressed to the Secret Service, if I remember correctly. This whole thing is more intricate than it seems. Yeah, that's the truth. Alright, what else have we got here? The young woman. This file seems incomplete. Who is this Cree woman and what happened to her? Everything points to a certain death, but no death certificate. What was at the bottom of this pit? An open grave, and it was certainly not for an animal, a small person. Dug up recently and methodically. I'm not sure what question I should be asking. Why did someone dig them up? Or why were they buried there in the first place? That's another mystery. I'm not sure if it's related. Alright, and then we've got our personages here. Oh, alright, that's how I turn pages. Right. I was messing that up earlier. Let's see if there's any other pages I'm missing here. Ah, here we go. More pages to the crash. Client's dead, don't need to work anymore. Well, he said he's sticking around partially because he came all this way out and he still needs the money. So, I think he's trying to solve something. Yeah, the question marks are pieces of evidence that I haven't found yet, so presumably they'll fill in once I do find them. I knew I'd seen the girl from the car somewhere before. The same picture was at the doctor's office. I need to figure out what it all means. Hey there, Ivanovich. Welcome into the stream. How are you doing this evening? Here lies Isabelle Beaupre. That explains the melancholy of the poem behind the picture. Would this be enough to posit that the doctor is the melancholic one, and that the melancholic is the reckless driver? Elementary, my dear journal. So we know the doctor's wife is dead, and the doctor is the one that crashed into me, but why the hell did the doctor run off after that? The cold mystery. This has to do with those weird blue ice sculptures, or substances I've found. Oh, I did find the pendant earlier, so I can unlock that safe if I get back to it. Sweet. Where is all this snow coming from? They say the fall is an unpredictable season, but this is something else. I saw some very weird ice earlier that seemed to be lit up from within. I'd never seen anything like it. I don't know the chemical process in which pictures reveal invisible prints. I have to say, it looks entirely supernatural. Strange vision I had when I got near the ice is puzzling. My investigator brain keeps focusing on a small detail that may be pointless. A necklace with the number 739 engraved. That's the combination of the safe, so we need to go back to the safe and crack it open. See what's inside there. Oh, that's exciting. For what it's worth, a vision told me that things weren't going so well between the Shances. They were hiding many things from each other, deep, deep down. The woman's diary speaks volumes about that, and she even reveals the secrets within her husband's safe. Many screams and secrets between them. Hard to say what the Blaze family was running from exactly, but they were definitely running from something. A letter from a child is helping me move forward with the investigation. Martin and his mother, along with Jean Roy, took off northbound to find shelter. The men set out to warn Guile. The Bedard family home was completely empty, not a living soul. Danger drives people away from their hamlet. The Roys are no exception, like this note left behind suggests. Réjean Blouin was scared of something, and that thing survived the shots he fired. The whole situation is worrying me more and more. Good old Lamoth, as mad as he is, wanted to keep some information safe. I cannot reach it from the inside, but there is no doubt I can get a hold of this paper. I thought I already got that. Yeah, I did already get that piece of paper. I don't know why it doesn't say it here. Alright, Hamilton's murder 2 of 3. Is he not lost enough? Isabel's picture being in the reckless driver's car suggests Dr. Beaupre has something to do with all of this. All that's left is figure out his exact role. According to the doctor's medical file on Hamilton, the two men seemed to get along pretty well. Were they friends? Hamilton had so few. It's never good to disclose communist ties in a small village like this where established order is fiercely defended. Was it only intellectual curiosity on the doctor's part, or actual convictions? Giles went to the doctors. Now I need to know if the doctor saw Guile. I know how to lead the perfect investigation. Blown was definitely planning something big, but the dynamite and firearms blew up in the great city of emptiness, in the great icy emptiness of Manistan. There are no small revolutions, I guess. Seems like Lamothe was Hamilton's minion. Maybe the subservient not only wanted to be free from his master's rule, but also wanted to destroy him completely? To be determined. Murder, Hamilton had committed murder. Is this mechanic to be trusted? If so, is this whole thing just a big vendetta? An open grave. I am scraping any animal-related hypothesis. There is a human body here. This is Lamothe's land, so what does he have to do with this? Who is buried here? This is getting darn complicated. Indeed. Alright, and that's all there is to know about the events, and we've still got plenty of biographies to find. Hopefully these will be enlightening later on. Glad we are finding these. And here's Lori, the woman from the medical biographies. We don't really know what the deal was there. Alright, I think we've spent enough time here. Next order of business is we need to get back to that locked safe. I think we've got the combination. 739. And I am real eager to see what's inside that thing. Oh wait, was there a garage here? Ah, there was a little garage shack here. Let's check that out first. Maybe we can find a little bit more of a bombshell in there. How are you doing, Al?
Carl's big fingers prevented him from reaching the key.
Damn it. So I need a magnet on a string to reach that key down there. That's the only way I'm getting in this shed, unfortunately. Well, at least I remember to look for the key right there earlier. Looks like there's something lit up inside there. Could it be more creepy ice? It's hard to say. Snowmobile? Yeah, I'm loving this snowmobile. It is making my day, let me tell you. Started using it instead of the truck because it's got storage on the back of it, which has been very handy. Because that means I can keep being a pack rat and just ditch any excess weight on the back of it there. And I do love being a pack rat. Alright, so now I just have to remember which house the safe was in. And hopefully I can do that. I know it was one of the ones before the general store, south of the general store, I should say. Now, if anybody remembers exactly what house it was in, feel free to shout it out. Otherwise, I will see if I can remember when we start getting closer. Alright, there's the bridge, so I am heading in the right direction. Right into a loading zone, gotta watch out for those. I was not sure what I wanted to experience from the Star Wars story from the point of the Empire and build up the First Order. That would be... I mean, the evil guy. I figured you'd be delighted to play the evil guy. That seems right in your wheelhouse. All the power, the corruption, just doing whatever. Figured you'd jump at the chance. Was I wrong? Was I wrong, Drav? Alright, let's get off real quick and consult the map. So it was the Bedard home, I believe, that had the safe in it. I want to say yeah. So let's head down the road in the first right, I think. No, I'm a Jedi Master. I'm not a low Padawan who can be easily corrupted like you. Come on, I play the Boy Scout in every video game I play. To the point of nausea. You gotta admit, I've been, especially in something like Wolf Among Us when I played that, I was kind of just disgustingly goody-goody in that game. I can't help it. It's just how I do. Gotta be who I gotta be, Drev. Yeah, on the Padawan level. Alright, I see a fence, so let's look for the break in the fence. Here's the mailbox. Alright, let's see if this was the house with the... safe in it. I think it was one of these two, anyway. Hopefully it was this one, I think. I am doing good today, Ivanovich. Thank you for asking. I am having a nice, enjoyable weekend. Pretty relaxing. Got to see, since it's the weekend, or the holiday weekend, I got to see my family. And that's always nice. Alright, no, so it wasn't this one. I got to see my niece. She's 5 years old right now, which is just fantastic. Really an amazing age. She kind of wears me out, but she is adorable. Oh, getting some buffering I want to which. Well, I think I've got quality control, so if you want to try turning down the video quality or just setting it to auto, that might help out a little bit. But on the more entertaining side, did you see the new Guardians of the Galaxy? Yes, the new trailer. I almost want to stay away from the Guardians of the Galaxy trailers because they seem to be bound and determined to give away every good part of those movies. But yeah, I'm so psyched for Guardians of the Galaxy 2. How about you folks? You eager to see those movies? Did you like the first Guardians of the Galaxy? I liked the hell out of the first Guardians of the Galaxy. I absolutely loved it. It was sometimes very silly, but it was silly in a way I very much enjoyed. My kind of silly right there. In-game buffering because my voice is continuing. Anybody else hearing any vocal issues? That's news to me if that's happening, so please let me know if anybody else can hear that. Oh, right, yeah, if you see a little spinning circle in the center of the screen, Ivanovich, I do have to hit some loading screens in this game, so that might be what you're seeing. Like the first movie, but you're not psyched, Alex? That's fair. I think with sequels, it's always good to be a little hesitant. Alright, so we set this to B. Validate that. Then 7, 3, 9. Booyah! What do we have? This could be a big deal. Compromising document. William Hamilton is a crook. He has been blackmailing everyone in the village, myself included, like the infamous Seraphine Poudre. In this document is proof of every bribe paid by Hamilton to the federal authorities in regard to the acquisition of his damn mine. The fact that he has used his henchmen to instill terror within the village will not sway the tribunals down in Montreal, but the fact that he has been bribing government officials surely will. I can already picture it making the front page. The English are all the same. We will prevail. Written with different ink. Hamilton is not only a crook but a murderer. I do not believe in his remorse. I firmly believe he will pay for his crime. I do not believe in native magic, but I do believe in their vengeance. Oh, shit! Alright, so Lori, the mysterious woman from the hospital that got the bullet to the neck, I believe it said she was a Cree woman. So is it possible that Hamilton was the one that shot her in the neck and that was the murder we heard about earlier? And in that case, is all this horror happening right now some of the native vengeance they're talking about here? Alright, that's definitely the kind of revelation I was looking for here. Happy with that. Alright. So that with that nice little bombshell, let's head on here. I'm not a Marvel fan, neither DC or anything. Fair enough. I think superhero movies are an acquired taste. No need to... I don't blame anybody for not liking them. Everything good for me, but trailers always show the best scenes of the movie and the rest is mostly meh. And you know, recently, Saray, I gotta agree with you. Some of those trailers almost tried it too hard to be miniature versions of the movies themselves. And that's really disappointing. Because then you get to the movie and you've already seen a lot of the big laughs already. Alright, so we've been through a lot of this village so far, so we need to decide where we're going next. I think we need to check out this shack a little bit off the beaten path. So that's across the bridge and on the right. And then we'll see what's going on up there. And then after that, we're going to have to head up north. Maybe even all the way to Hamilton's house. That'll be an interesting hike. I wasn't a comic book fan back in the days. Ivanovich, I was always a comic book fan, but honestly, I'm reading more comic books these days than ever before. I use a site, it's a US-based site, so I don't know if you're outside of the US how much good it's going to do to you, but it's called Comixology. And it's just a place to buy digital comic books. Completely legit, completely above board, and they have sales all the time, so you can get cheap comics all the time, which is just magical. And so I've been reading just a ton of comic books in the last few years, and it's magical. Last comic book movie I watched lately was Deadpool. Oh man, Deadpool. That was a fun movie. That was a movie that just committed 100% to being fun, and it totally was. I love that movie. Comixology Digital Fox? Yes, I'm glad to hear another fan of it there. What kind of stuff do you read on their Digital Fox, if you don't mind my asking? You got any series you're following right now? I don't know if we got any other comic book fans in chat that want to chime in. Alright, what is this now? Why don't I remember there being a fork in the road? Oh, that way it leads to the logging camp. Interesting. Oh no, we already been that way. I didn't see any. I have a key that's supposed to go down there somewhere, but I don't know where exactly, so I don't want to go exploring down there just yet. Bombshells, that's the DC series, right, Digital Fox, if I'm thinking correctly? I've heard good things, but I haven't checked it out yet. Alright, so we're going to be looking on the right side for somewhere to turn off. And looks like there's supposed to be a shack somewhere down here. Is that Crystal Lake? You know, it had me a little worried there. Alright, I think this is the way I'm going. I believe that sign up there says private property. But, we got places to go. The woodlots. Interesting. So are these just like little rental cabins or what? Sure looks like that's the case. Let's see what we can find out here.
It was a typical shack, just like the ones you hear about in Quebecois legends. Local lumberjacks used it to rest and twice a day heat up their pea soup.
Alright. Logger shack.
Who quits a game one step away from victory?
It is as strange as it is maddening, to be sure. Half full or half empty? Kind of depends on your point of view, I suppose. We can start a fire here, but this place is small enough I don't think we're going to be sticking around for too long. Looks like somebody had packed their stuff up here as well. But once again, a cabin that nobody planned to stick around in. That's interesting. It was supposed to be a 10-part, but it was so popular they added more. I love it when that happens. It's always great to see comic book companies responding to things like that and going, okay, yeah, let's give you guys some more of this thing you like. Sure, why not? My inventory's full. Let's drop some more stuff in the back then. Would be kind of cold for Mr. Voorhees. You never know. You never know, because I mean, you know, you never expect Jason to come at you in the winter, which means that's basically the perfect time for him to come at you. Drop a steak. Drop a first aid kit back there, because as you can see that takes up a little weight. Let's see. I can drop a couple of beers as well. And then I will grab that empty bottle just in case we need it later. I can always just drop that in the back too. Is it over here? No, it's over on the other side. Sure, empty bottle. Seems like a good thing to have with me for some reason. Then I'll double check I'm not getting too cold. No, I'm doing pretty good as far as temperature, so let's continue on. I have only met one person in the game, which was a grumpy old man who gave me a coat after I gave him some moonshine. Otherwise, everybody I've found in the game has been encased in some sort of unbreakable, spooky blue ice. And a lot of people seem to have just left town. And still plenty more people who are unaccounted for as well. Things aren't making a whole ton of sense yet. There's definitely something going on in this town. I haven't quite figured out what it is yet. Alright, so this is definitely the logging area, as you can probably guess from all the trees cut down. And I do have a key that goes to something in the logging camp, so hopefully I'll be able to find that. Maybe it's for the shack all the way at the end of the trail, which I think this is. Possibly. We'll get in here and take a look. Oh, hey, there's another.
The crossbow bolts had the same origin. Carl was sure of it. Who was it? And more importantly, what was being hunted like this?
Here's another thing we don't understand, which is why are we finding glowing crossbow bolts periodically? What are they, and who is using them, and to what end? Mysteries on mysteries.
Window to brighten things up. The inside of the cabin was almost pitch black. Beware of close encounters of knee and furniture.
Yeah, of course, that's what he's worried about. See if we can grab a log and we'll start a fire. And looks like there's plenty to explore. We might be here for a little bit. Don't tell me there isn't a pile of logs somewhere near. There's always a pile of logs. Not these logs. I can't exactly carry those, and I don't think I can chop them into firewood either. Although I suppose it's possible. I do have an axe. No, I'm not going to bother with it right now. I've got a log in my pack, don't I? Yeah, just the one, so I'll need to put some more in there soon, but that'll do for now. We'll brighten the place up a little bit. The Wild Hunt is using glowing bolts. Oh, jeez, I don't want to run into him. That would be possibly a little bit more than I could handle. Let's see. Light source in here? Light source? Maybe? I don't see any lamps or anything. So, oh, there's a lantern right here. Bingo. Alright, see what we got.
Solitaire. A card game only hermits can truly enjoy. Carl felt depressed at the thought of playing this.
I like Solitaire. Back when it was, old Windows XP Solitaire. I enjoyed that a lot. Who else remembers the old Windows Solitaire? Remember it quite fondly, as a matter of fact. Alright. What is out here? Tell me your secrets. Alright, there's another log, so I can grab that and toss that in the old inventory. Not close to run out of food. Yeah, there's plenty of food in here, so they're well stocked as well. Don't know if it's normal for everybody to be this stocked in the 70s, or if they're expecting something bad to happen. There's snow everywhere, it's freaking cold, everyone is gone. Yeah, it's getting a little weird. This toothbrush is still wet. Why did everyone leave in such a hurry? What does that mean? A suitcase
Everything
with
was set up
clean
for a
clothes.
well-deserved snack. It seemed like the place hadn't been empty for long, but without knowing exactly why, Carl had the feeling no one was coming back anytime soon.
So again, if the toothbrush is still wet, then must have been pretty recent people were using this place. It's weird, man. It's weird. Don't know what to make of all this. Alright, so nothing too interesting in this shack either, so check our trusty map, and this is Cabin B. I'm not sure if I actually saw the shack they were talking about, because I see Cabin A, Cabin B, and the shack. So I think we may have missed that. So let's go back and see if we can spot that. Be off to the right, because of the wild hunt, of course! Naturally, piecing this all together. I see what you're getting at. It's brilliant! Alright. Let's take a quick survey of the perimeter. I think I saw something I could grab over here at least. There was a bin on ice chest. Some meat. And a little bit more beer. I don't think I need that much, but I'll go toss a few things in snowmobile storage. Thank goodness for that. Deposit. Drop off a beer. Drop off a steak. I think drop off both empty bottles, because I don't really need to be carrying those around too often. And I'll drop off a hardware. Let me see if I can grab that log from inside, stash that in there so I'll have another one if I need it around. Good to have a spare, just in case. Not just yet, I gotta drop a little bit more off. The wild hunt, man! Really, really hope it's not that, because that's bad news right there. That is bad news. Oh yeah, I got another first aid kit, so I can drop that off. I think that'll give me enough. Let's hope. Sweet, that's enough. Cool! I just want to have a spare in case I get somewhere that I need one and there isn't one laying around nearby. Almost always there has been one nearby, but better safe than sorry. Alright, so we're heading back down the path, and we're going to check on the right, see if we can find anything out there. Is he back this way somewhere? Yeah, I think so. Oop! Got a little close for comfort to that log pile. Alright. We are back on the trail. And I'm not sure what we're going to find in this shack, but, gotta search everywhere. Oh, is this the track I missed before? This might be. This looks promising. Yeah, this isn't Cabin A again, so this is the new place. Are those windows broken? No. Just seeing inside of it a little bit. So this is the key I found earlier. Sweet.
Welcome to Alibaba's Cave, Lumberjack Edition. Surely Carl would find something worth his time in here.
Is that a chainsaw? It would be too cumbersome to carry around. Oh man, and here I was getting all excited. So this is the logger's storehouse. Awesome flares. That could be handy. And what is this? To Paul and Jean-Pierre. Don't forget to return the key for the cabin if you have to use it. Thank you, your supervisor. P.S. The next bus will be October 12th. Next one is leaving 2 weeks later. Ouch. Plot twist, Carl had a car accident and is now in a separate dimension between life and death, and the next dimension, fighting, trying to return without knowing. I'm pretty sure I've seen that twist before, so I'm certainly not gonna rule it out. Forest cabin key. Interesting. Have we seen a forest cabin that needs a key? Oh shit, the magnet! Oh shit, the magnet! Alright, so with that magnet we can get that, the key to that one shack way back there. That could be interesting. Alright, we are getting somewhere here. Ooh. Alright, lots of supplies in this shack, too. I'm happy about that. So we are well stocked now. Reeker, and Rise the Reeker. Alright, let's see if I can find my way back to that one cabin that had the key we couldn't quite get to. Pretty much any shack, or many of the shacks had some string that I could tie the magnet to. And that'll give us what we need to reach down in that little hole and get the key, which will get us into that big shed. And is there something worthwhile in the shed? I'm honestly not sure. But before we make the big trip north, I think it's good to have everything we can. So we may as well check it out. How are you guys enjoying the game so far? I know I asked yesterday, but I'll ask again. Is there a realistic day and night time? I don't know for certain, Ivanovich, because I could have swore when I was playing yesterday it was daytime, but today it's been nighttime. So I don't know if something specific changed, or if it's going to change back, or what. I'm not sure. We'll have to see if the weather or the time of day changes any more than it already has. That will be interesting. Definitely it was. I'm feeling like it was day last stream and it's night now. So there is something. Alright, I think I'm going to stop at one of the earlier houses just to get my bearings, and I know at least one of them has string, so I don't want to miss up on getting that string and have to go back. So that'll be a nice easy stopover, I think. Pretty sure this one on the right has some string I can grab. This is a bit of a large side trip just to get that one key, so I'm really hoping it's something worthwhile, because the thing in the safe was a pretty big bombshell plot-wise, so there's a good chance. There's a good chance here. The least exciting racing game you've ever seen. Unanimous, you and me both. Welcome into the stream. How are you doing this evening? Good to see you as always. Alright, here we go. Some string. Alright, so now I've got a magnet on a string that I can use to get to that key. And I just want to double check. It wasn't outside this shed. No, it was at the Roy's place, I believe. Which is all the way at the end. It's not exciting. Not exciting as far as a racing game, and it's definitely not pod racing. I can assure you that. Although Anakin might tell you different. He seems to get confused about what pod racing is. Poor little guy. Alright. So it is quite a ways down here, I believe. Should be on the right, I think? We'll see. Yeah, we're making, I think we're making good progress in this game. I feel like we're making good progress, but I'm still not sure what the end game is going to look like. Surely we've got to find out who the murderer is. I feel like that's got to be a component of the end game, is figuring out who done it. Who killed our prospective employer. But are we going to find out what is going on in this town as well? That's an open question. Ah, shoot, it wasn't Roy's house, was it? Because there's no shed out here. Whose was it that had the, who was that had the place with the little, hole with the key outside that we needed to get to? If it isn't the Roy's. Consult the map real quick. Alright, so where am I? It wasn't the cabin down there. Might have been, might have been Blaze. Have I actually been to the LaChance place, or is that, you know, it's got to be just a general store. I don't know why it says LaChance and then general store. I think that's the same thing. Yeah, I think it might have been the Blaze place if it wasn't that. Oh no, those are the two houses right across from each other. I'm getting confused already here. Alright, so... yeah, let's go back and check that place and see if that's what we're looking for. Right across the bridge, I think. Hopefully that was the place, because now I'm getting a little turned around. As I am wont to do. You know it. Hang on just a second, folks. Let's see, I'm gonna... sorry, let me check something out here. Alright, cool. I was panicking for a little second right here because my my little preview screen over here of my stream was showing my loading screen from the start of the stream, and I'm like, oh god, did the stream crash and nobody noticed? Believe me, a legitimate fear for most small streamers right there. I was a little worried. For all I know, that does indicate there was a stream crash earlier, but if it was, it seems to have recovered quickly, because I haven't heard anybody mention anything about it. Oh boy. So I don't think I've asked, does anybody have any fun plans this weekend for the holiday? Anybody seeing family, or anybody just get some bonus days off work that you're looking to enjoy? For me, my day off of work is the day I normally wouldn't be working anyway, so it's nothing special there. And I did get to see my family, though, so that was real nice. I don't get to see my brother and my niece very much, so I appreciate that. Alright. So, that place should be over on the left up here somewhere, so I'll keep an eye out for it. It is so very difficult to see. Couple minutes of the snow and you'll prefer the BRB screen. Yeah, Unanimous, you came at a weird time where we're doing more traveling than anything else. But, hopefully that's going to change pretty soon. But doesn't it just make you feel the chill, Unanimous? Doesn't it put you right in the game? You feel like you're there. It's beautiful. Magical. Alright, there's a shed here, but the shed I'm thinking of. Let's hope. Let's hope. I think it is. Yes!
A key. What could it be for?
Hopefully for right here.
Carl couldn't reach it with his arm alone, but he had more than a few tricks up his sleeve to pick it up.
So why was it so difficult to get in here? What? Alright, a whole bunch of flares. I've only found flares in difficult to reach places. I don't know if that means anything. Take a look. What was so worth hiding in here that the game made me look so hard to get in? Another chainsaw. The chainsaw doesn't work naturally. Another empty gas can, in case I need those. A couple of fire starters. Nothing else. That's it? Just some supplies? Oh, that isn't worth all that, then. Jeez, that's terrible. Chill, this looks like a normal swimming season day in Russia. Well, then I hope it makes you feel right at home then, if that's the case. Damn, all that work to get in here, and there was just some supplies. That's kind of lame. Nothing else. Nothing. No secret letters. No, nothing. Shoot. That was really helpful, too. Alright, I don't think I found any blue ice around this place. So let me make a quick circuit and see if I see any of that around here. Oh, yeah, shoot, I just saw all of a sudden it started stuttering. That's unusual. You know, it could be any one of the three, Drav. Let me get inside this house and then I'll check it out. That shouldn't be happening. It could be a memory leak within the game, in which case I might have to restart the game. But that's an easy enough fix. Let's take a look real quick. I want to get in here so I don't freeze to death while I'm dicking around with it. Alright, give me just a moment. Let me take a look and see if there's anything odd going on in my system. I apologize for the interruption. See what we see. And I'm gonna this over here, and I'll move this over here. Alright, so I'm going to keep an eye on my system performance and see if it's doing anything weird. And see if that's the cause. But please let me know if you keep seeing any sort of frame drops or anything. And in worst case, I'll just restart the game, and I suspect that'll probably take care of it. Drav always delivers the bad news. I'm sorry, no, I'm glad somebody tells me. Otherwise, how would I know? Sometimes it's difficult to notice things like that when you're in-game, so I'm glad somebody's mentioned it to me. Alright, flares weigh a little bit, so I'll drop those off. Drop off a duct tape. To definitely drop off the empty gas can. I can always come back for that if need be. And, alright, I think we're good. So yeah, everything seems pretty much fine on my end, so please let me know if things keep acting odd. Next order of business, we'll head back out to the street, and I think it is about time to head up north to the old man's estate itself. Ooh, that is going to be a long trip, though. Definitely a long trip. Check the map, shall we? Alright, there is that big hiking trail, and it looks like there's supposed to be a cabin there as well. Shoot, maybe we should take the hiking trail up north. I'll see if I can actually take the snowmobile on it, and I think I probably can. I'm hopeful about it anyway. So let's start heading up north, and then we'll see if there's a little trail that we can take off to the right. And that way we can hit some more things on our way up to the old man's place. That's our ultimate destination, where it says Hamilton. That's the house of our victim, so I'm sure there's probably going to be something up there of interest. Just remains to be seen how of interest we're talking. Alright, northward ho! Keep an eye out for that trail on the right as I go, but otherwise we are currently blazing new territory. We are on roads that I have not traveled before, so that is interesting. Ooh, yeah, my CPU is spiking a little bit over on this end. That's weird. Alright, I'll tell you what then. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to head back to Blaze's place real quick and make sure I'm saved, and then I'll restart the game, because it definitely wasn't spiking on me before. I don't think so, anyway, so this might be just something I need to restart with. And then we'll see. The way saving works in the game is as long as you're in a place with a fire, you can save the game. So I think I started a fire in his house. I didn't, like, burn his house down or anything like that. Don't worry about that. I just, needed a place to freeze to death while I'm exploring his spooky residence. He was the one with the spooky open window, I think. Alright, good deal. So I'll head in here, and let's see, options. It's not giving me an option to save the game, that's odd. Ah, the fire isn't started. The fire must have gone out. Ooh, I didn't know the fires could go out in the game. That's new. It's a change of pace right there. Yeah, hopefully the CPU isn't dying as general. The CPU is right now the newest component of the computer, so if the CPU is dying, I'm in a lot of trouble. But either way, I suppose that could push me to get a new CPU faster, but I don't really have the cash to want to do that right now, so I'd rather avoid that if at all possible. So keep your fingers crossed, folks. Keep them crossed. What do I want to drop off now? Got so much stuff. Alright, let's drop off some more hardware. There we go, that should be enough, and we still got plenty we can withdraw if we need it. You know, honestly, the wolves we've seen have been associated with the cold while we're out here, so actually that's not entirely off base. Since the wolves we've seen sneaking into the houses have almost seemed, I don't know, supernaturally motivated in a way? There we go. Alright, fire is relit. And we're warming up real quick. And that green bar is our stress, I believe they call it. Alright, so we'll save real quick. And give me just a moment. I'm going to restart the game. And then I will be right back with some more Kona. Forgive me for the interruption. I just want to see if I can figure out what the CPU spiking issue is and nip it in the bud, if at all possible, before it's a bigger issue. Alright, right back, folks.